You're ready.
Okay. When I graduated high school, the last thing I wanted to do was go to community college. I was under the ignorant belief that attending community college would be embarrassing and I would look dumb amongst my peers. After my first year at Northern Arizona University, I came home and decided to attend Fullerton College until I'm ready to transfer to university. And during my time here, I quickly realized that the stigma so many people associate with community college is wrong and misleading. Throughout my speech, I will present you with information and statistics on why that stigma should no longer exist. First, I will tell you about the California Master Plan for Higher Education. In 1960, a survey group put together by UC Regents and the State Board of Education composed a master plan for higher education, which had the UC schools, Cal States, and junior colleges. UCs were for graduate level education and the top percentage of high school graduates. Cal States were to provide bachelor's degree and master's degrees. And then junior colleges had two purposes, which is quoted to say that one is to do all the curricula of the first 2 years at a university, and the second is to provide to those who are the great group of high school graduates who do not care to pursue an academic career of the four-year universities. This leads me to the benefits I will be talking about today of community colleges. First is that they have transfer programs to get students into great universities. Second is that they have vocational programs to get you those licenses if you choose to go that path. And the third is that it saves you money in the end. First, junior colleges were seen as a stepping stone for students to get to higher universities. It truly was a gateway into these quality universities that may not be readily available to students otherwise. According to Forbes contributor Nancy Lee Sanchez, over 80% of community college students want to obtain a bachelor's degree or higher. This just shows that students going to community college still have the same dreams and hopes as those that go into a four-year university right out of high school. The education you receive at a junior college is equivalent to that of the first 2 years at a four-year university. In the master plan, it says over 1/2 of the lower division education throughout the state, including private universities, is done at a junior college. It does not matter whether you go to a junior college or a four-year university for all 4 years. The degree you graduate with, sitting next to the person that went to the four-year school, it's the same no matter what. It doesn't matter if you went to a 2-year school at the beginning and then transferred, or if you went to all 4 years at that one school. Attending a junior college provides opportunities to those who may not have them already once they get out of high school. On pages 209 to 210 of the master plan, it states that all Cal States and UC schools are to accept all qualifying transfer students into their programs. Personally, if I had applied to Cal State Fullerton's business program or UC's business program right out of high school, my chances of getting in would be a lot lower than they would now getting an ADT to transfer in business, which practically guarantees my acceptance into one of the top universities in the country in their business program, which is really competitive to get into. That's not to say that I had bad grades or I didn't do well in high school. It's just saying that how competitive it is to get into those schools now. Going to junior college provides an aid to those students who might not qualify for the top schools and have to settle for a lower level school. According to Columbia University's Community College Research Center, among all students who completed a four-year degree in 2015 to 16, 49% had enrolled at a 2-year university in the past 10 years. With all this information, it's clear that it does not hinder you if you begin your collegiate career at a junior college rather than going to a four-year university, because the education you get at a junior college is the same as the first 2 years at a university, no matter what. To my second point, not only do community colleges offer transfer programs, but they also offer vocational education programs. As a nation, we need skilled people working in every field possible. This includes professions that require certificates or vocational licenses to succeed in those fields. As a reminder of the quote I mentioned earlier, one of the purposes of junior college is to be of service to the great group of high school graduates that do not want to pursue a field that is required for a 4-year university, that you don't need to go to a 4-year university for. In the master plan, it specifically says that junior colleges are to be there for students that want to go into a vocational field. According to Fullerton College's website, our school offers 110 career and technology education programs. And on our website, it says that programs in career and technology, career and technological education, at Fullerton College are among the highest 2-year and short-term programs in the country. I was unaware that I live about 10 minutes from one of the top programs in the country for community colleges, which just shows that at least my high school didn't do a good enough job showing all the different aspects and routes students can take once they leave high school. It truly is a shame that this is not promoted to everyone, especially if this is the path that they should take. Vocational jobs are truly a backbone to our society, and without these men and women, our society would not function as nearly as well as it does. And these jobs are important and should be encouraged to everyone as a viable option. One of the final and most crucial points I would like to make about why the stigma regarding community college should no longer exist is that it saves money. Originally, all 3 tiers of California schools, UCs, Cal States, and junior colleges, were meant to be free. Clearly, that's no longer the case, but that leaves us with junior colleges being the most cost-efficient way of getting units. Andrew Joswick from Forbes' website stated that on a national level, there is an average per credit cost at a 2-year university of $135 per unit, less than half the $325 per credit at a 4-year public school. I decided to look at these numbers on our scale for California schools specifically. Fullerton College is $46 per unit, which brings it to $552 if you're taking 12 units, which is a full-time student. Cal State Fullerton just down the street is $2,871 if you take 7 units or more. UC Berkeley up north is $7,092 per semester. And then just for kicks, if you're looking into a private university, Stanford University in Northern California, if you were to enroll in their summer quarter that starts next month, you would have to pay $16,901 for tuition alone. This doesn't include any of the room and board most freshmen and sophomores have to pay when they're attending a university and when you have to live on campus, which obviously raises the prices even more. Despite these price discrepancies, the quality of education and the classes you're taking are the same no matter what in those first 2 years. For financial reasons alone, I believe the stigma towards community college is misleading and all around an incorrect belief. When you first graduate from high school, it's easy to not weigh the importance of financial stability, so it's easy to sign on to those loans and get yourself in a lot of debt in the end. When, for instance, a Fullerton College student that transferred to UCLA will graduate alongside their peers with the same degree, the same prestige that comes with it, and half the debt. In conclusion, I believe we as a society need to change the way we think about community colleges. They're a great place to start your collegiate career at, and there's nothing shameful or wrong about going to community college, since it saves you so much money in the end and you have so many other opportunities like vocational licenses. People who say those who attend community college are dumb or unambitious are in fact wrong. In most cases, going to community college is the smart way to go. Thank you.
So, John, what did you think?
I think he had a really good attention device. I think the fact that it was like personal and you were able to like connect with like literally everyone here, obviously, because we go to those schools. You had a really good preview of your like topics that you were discussing. When you talked about the main points, they were all backed up with sufficient information. I think you had a good idea of like what the most important aspects were, and then I think when you talked about those topics, you also showed enthusiasm. So the way that you had like your enthusiasm, your vocal clarity, I think was good, and it seemed like you were too nervous at all. Eye contact was good. You scanned the whole room. Your gestures were kind of like in good variations. You didn't like too consistent with the same thing. And yeah, I think you did a good job. You used the fields properly and everything.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I agree with almost all of those things. I think maybe your audience context sometimes a little bit limited because you have more information that you have to keep looking down for. But when you look at us, you do a good job scanning the audience and trying to engage people. And the other delivery skills, I think, are effectively improved as a consequence. I like the opening. I think the personal statement, the position that you're taking there, it's very clear from the beginning. There's a good preview. Just a couple of minor things that I think could maybe add to the speech. I thought the transitions for the first and the second points were not very strong. They were just labels that here's where we are. Much better on the third point. When you got to that third point, it was much more smooth, and it sounded like you were being fluent as opposed to just kind of stopping and starting from a particular point. I think maybe I would spend a little bit more time at the beginning of the speech talking about why there is a stigma, or showing that there's a stigma, that people do judge those who go to community colleges a particular way. Maybe some comment that was made by one of your high school classmates, or a survey of people that asked about their opinions about those sorts of things, or maybe even an opinion from an editorial that seems to diminish the work that we do here and the students that go here. Something that I think most people probably know what you're talking about, but a lot of folks probably say, well, I didn't think there was anything wrong with what I was doing. I'm going to a college, and I'm doing exactly the kinds of things that you're talking about. What is the stigma that you mentioned? Does somebody really judge you on the basis of that? And there might be, among elitist circles, some sense of that kind of attitude. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
I've heard that kind of thing plenty of times, but maybe others haven't. So just maybe, and like I said, this is a minor quibble. I thought that you did a good job building your argument. There's a lot of good information in your presentation. All right, thank you.